Ryan, please tell me you have alcohol in your hands right now, because my boy Max
Duh.
got got the second win in 2 weeks straight, and we need to celebrate, Ryan.
We do. We
So,
really do. We need to celebrate for a lot of reasons, but let's start it off. Congrats to Max.
congrats, King.
Ugh. Every
Ryan,
time.
once again, chasing with water.
I'm trying to stay hydrated, okay? Because then I gotta, you know, go for the big
hmm
guns.
Ryan, I hope you have 2 shots of alcohol, because like I said, Max, second win in a row. We got to drink another one. Get out the shot glass. No, just kidding.
My God. I got scared.
Let me
It's
ask
the
you.
PTSD meme in my mind there.
Just, ooh. Let me ask you, Ryan. Championship back on?
It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough, but theoretically, it can happen. It's not off the table now, and you don't need a DNF from Oscar now. So I think it's a small chance, but yeah, I would say it's back on. 69-point gap. Let's see what happens with 7 races left. It's pretty exciting, honestly.
Nice on the gap.
Very
Um,
nice.
I think when we talked about this, it's like, oh, there's gonna need to be some kerfuffles from McLaren. We're gonna need a couple double DNFs to be out of there. But hey, Piastri 1 DNF out the window. Lando only getting 6 points. That's a 19 point gap that he made on Lando today.
I just
Uh,
love how this was Lando's opportunity to claw back into the championship fight, and he just shits out a P7. Like, good job, buddy.
dude, this is well. I hope Max brings in a certain type of life into this championship because honestly, Ryan, ever since we got back from break and ever since Monza, I really, really cooled off on the McLarens and both of the drivers getting this championship.
hmm
I feel like neither one of them are like fighting for it too hardly, kind of a thing. And I hope Max wakes them up. And if he's going to be here a little bit more and starting to get some more dubs, it's gonna throw a wrench in their plans.
It is. It really is. And I, first off, the memes today have been absolutely incredible. Chef's kiss. Thank you, F1 community, for the great content. But yeah, I mean, we talked about this, and especially now considering the whole swap that they did for Lando after the whole kerfuffle in the pits and Oscar just letting that happen. I think that's going to bite him in the ass as we get closer to the end of the season. I really do, man. And it's going to be interesting to see how this develops over the next 7 races. It's still a couple months, but that's not a lot of time left, Sam. But I also feel like that's a lot. A lot is going to happen between now and then too. So yeah, I'm just excited to see where this goes, and I'm glad to see, even though I don't necessarily want Max to win another championship, because trust me, I would love to see someone else win it. I do appreciate that there is a little bit of a title fight again, and there's a little bit more chaos thrown in there. It's more entertaining, that's for sure.
Ryan, let's walk down what if alley because what if? What if Max secures his fifth drivers championship this year, 2025, makes the ultimate comeback? One, I would be you wouldn't be able to stand me at all ever.
I
But I
know,
feel like that
I
would
know.
propel Max up into like the top 3 goats of all time in driver
Well,
history,
okay,
kind of a
I
thing.
was,
If
I
it
was,
happens,
um,
which it
I
won't.
was
But
walking to the grocery store earlier after the race to get ready for just football, right? And I was thinking to myself, and I was thinking about all the championships that Max has had. And I really posed a question too of, if he was to win this, how impressive would that be? And I said last season, his win then was the most impressive win that he's had so far in his career. Scratch that if he wins this one, man.
I agree.
This would be like the statement championship for him. Because, like, don't get me wrong, 2021, he had a fantastic season. But as we all know, there was other external factors that solidified his win that day. And I will always, for lack of better terms, I'll always put a little asterisk there for different reasons. And then I would say his following 2 championships were more just, he had the performance. He was a great driver. He just was able to cruise to the championship. Last year, he really had to work for it. And if he does it this year, man, that's only going to solidify him more and more as, like you said, I would throw him into the conversation for a top 3. I would throw him in with Schumacher, Lewis, and him, honestly, at that point. I really would.
I completely agree. I think it's funny because we only have, I think there's 7 races left. 1, 2, 3, yeah, 7 races left. I think Max would have to outscore Piastri between 9 and 10 points. He'd have to outscore Piastri 10 points every race for that to be a thing, which is very unlikely for everybody listening. That's going to be really hard to do. And if I was a betting man, I'd say it's not going to happen. But here's the
Yeah.
thing: if there was one person to do it, Ryan, it would be Max Verstappen, because he continues to show why he is the greatest right now. I think on the grid for these last couple of
But,
years.
yeah, I mean, yeah, there's no argument there. He is the greatest on the grid.
We had crazy qualifying session on Saturday. 6 red flags, people going out left and right, a little bit of rain in there. We had Lando screw up, we had Piastri screw up, and guess who didn't screw up? It was Max, kind of a thing.
Mhm.
I will say I want if this comes down to the wire ride, I either need him to clutch the win or not get anywhere near the win. Because if he gets anywhere near the win and doesn't win, and if he would have secured points in Canada, no, sorry, if he would have secured points in Spain,
When he
that would have gave him the win
when
when
he
he
turned into
went.
Saddam.
Yes. If that cost him a championship, I would be so heartbroken, man. I really would.
Well, hey, if that happens, buddy, I will say that will be how I feel with Lewis in 21 at Baku. Exactly. If he didn't cook his fucking brakes, he would have
Yeah,
secured the
yeah, that's
championship at
just
that
that what
moment.
if moment. But Ryan, can we actually talk about the championship a little bit? I think there's a couple
Yeah,
factors we
absolutely.
need to consider. We've come back from summer break. Max has a new floor on his car. He got a dominant win in Italy. He got a really good win here in Baku. The Now, granted, these two tracks are very similar, but it seems that the Red Bull have figured something out with their car just a little bit. And I'm not sure. I don't know if you know, but I don't know if McLaren's developing their car anymore for the season on their end. If there's anything major coming up.
I really don't know, but I wouldn't expect them to either, especially I mean, Sam, if they were able to have a 9-point gap, if they got 9 more points than Ferrari this weekend, they would have secured the
Yes.
constructors championship.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, next week or whenever the next race is, Singapore, I know it's in a few weeks. Uh, they will most likely secure the constructors finally. So I do not see them adding any more to that. So yeah,
Well, I think for Max's hopes, Singapore is going to be a real teller of the rest how the rest of the season is going to play out. 'Cause Singapore is the exact opposite of both Monza and Baku. It's
hmm
a street circuit, real tight corners, not very fast speeds, not very straight line speeds, kind of a thing. This is kind of where the McLarens accelerate at, is in these conditions. So if Max is competitive here, and heaven forbid, no, heaven, please bid, let Max win in Singapore, which granted, that is a very bad track for Red Bull in general. If we go back to 2023 during that was the one race they lost. And they lost that on merit completely.
two signs.
Yes, 2 signs. Uh, so I think Singapore is going to be a real teller on it. But I kind of want to switch this question to how is this championship lining out for the McLaren boys, Ryan? Because they both had a bad qualifying session, one worse than the other, but the other person didn't jump on the opportunities given to him. Who do you want to tackle first?
Let's start with Lando because he's leading the championship technically. Uh,
Lando is not leading the championship technically.
Oscar. I meant Oscar. I don't know why Lando came out of my mouth, but yes, let's start with Oscar.
Okay.
From a team perspective, real fast. I mean, they did what they had to do. Good job, team. They're about to go home and have 2 hands on that trophy and have their way with it here soon.
Mhm.
When it comes to that aspect, good job, Zach. Good job, Stella. You did a great job.
Good job, Shinji.
Good job, Shinji. When it comes to Oscar, I I do have some questions, especially after what happened the last race at Monza and the whole swap situation. That still annoys the shit out of me. Like, take charge, goddammit. You're leading this. Fucking be ruthless. I chalk this race up as a one-off, just fuck up. I think those races are bound to happen for anyone. I think that's even happened to. I can't specifically point it out, and maybe I'm wrong there. Quote me on this, Sam. I imagine Max has had those bad weekends too. I mean, his most recent one was probably Spain, but he wasn't also fighting for the championship at that point either. Um, so I expect Oscar to come back with piss and vinegar and ready to secure this championship for good. I hope anyway. Um, we'll just have to see. But that's at least where my thoughts are when it comes to Oscar, and I'm really curious to know what your perspective is on this.
Well, when it comes to Oscar, man, because I was a very much an Oscar stan for the McLaren fanboys. Like, I think we both agreed. I've cooled on Oscar quite a bit with his last race, in Italy, but here in Baku, he crashed in qualifying, which
Hmm.
5 other people crashed in qualifying, so
Yeah.
that's not that more bizarre. The bizarre part is that Oscar jumped the gun on the race start, so got a false start, and then before lap 1 was even finished, he crashed, and he's the only person to DNF this entire race, and so, like, early on, like, I'll give him the jitters a little bit for that, like, it just what the stars were not aligned for Oscar today, kind of a thing. Uh, it's just to me,
He
it's a little
he also had the
concerning.
false start too, which I
Yes.
think also probably played a factor in how he was feeling
Probably,
going into
of,
the
like,
turn.
I need to go in, but, like, dude, that was such we watched it together, it was such a weird, like, he didn't even lock up that bad, he was definitely offline, and it just ran into the side, and it just seemed like I think I wrote down at the time, "Rookie mistake," like, it just seemed, like, so innocent, especially since 19 other drivers finished and 6 rookies finished this race. I'm
Well,
pretty sure
let me ask you this question, Sam. Which is the worst mistake between the two McLaren drivers? Oscar crashing out on lap 1 when he's already had a false start, he didn't have a good qualifying, and he's in the middle of the pack, beginning of the race, and does that. Or you crash out at the later stages of Canada, you run into your teammate when you could have secured just good points to help you for your championship run. Which is worse?
really hard question to answer, Ryan, because both endings have you getting 0 points.
Yeah, for
The
sure.
the the thing about Canada is that we know that Norris would have gotten points, whereas here we don't know what would have happened with Piastri. Like, we don't have that benefit of an hours racing with him kind of a thing. So, like, would he have made moves during the race? Would he not have? Nobody knows kind of a thing. So to me, that's such a what if kind of a question.
It is,
I guess it looks the point I'm trying to make is that it looks worse for Lando because we knew what was going to happen if he didn't crash.
but I
Whereas
think
it looks to me, it looks not as worse for Oscar because you have no idea. The potential is like open. It's an open door.
well, yeah, but I also think that kind of pays tribute to the situation that we are finding Oscar in from this race weekend. I do agree with you. Like, it feels like a rookie mistake from him, but I'm really not too worried about where he's at in his mentality or anything. I think, like you said, the stars aligned to where this weekend Oscar just was out of it, and it just was not his weekend. And if this happens again, then I think we circle back, favorite corporate term right there, and we have a longer conversation about where Oscar is in this championship and how he's feeling. Because if it happens twice, then yeah, I think there's room for discussion. But I think right now I kind of just chalk that up because at least that started at the beginning of the race. He already had a bad start. He had a bad qualifying. It was 3 strikes are out, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Lando had a great opportunity to close the gap on the championship and made a really risky mistake in a gap that wasn't there and put himself in the position that he's in right now. And even with the opportunity that he was given today, could only muster P7 when he started. What was it, P8 or later or further back? I can't remember.
No, I think that's all right. I think the framing of the question, Ryan, because I don't think we're too harsh on Oscar because Lando didn't win the race. I think we'd be much harsher on Oscar's performance now if Lando secured a solid 25 points today
Well, yeah,
over
but he has
the
Lando Norris as
6.
his teammate.
It's true. No, seriously, we talk about the stars aligning. Oscar should be thanking his lucky stars that Lando did
Mm-hmm.
not capitalize on this weekend. I mean, you talk about Lando crashing out in Canada. Oscar got, I think, third or fourth.
Well, here's what
Fourth.
happens. Here's what happens, Sam. I'll tell you exactly what happened in this race. Okay, so fucking Zach did some voodoo shit to ruin Oscar and make him crash into a wall. Stella was pissed off,
Yes, he was.
and he paid off the front right pit guy to slow the tire swap and like securing it for Lando to slow him down to fuck up his chances for moving up, because those two have their favorite boys and they're going at each other and they're doing it in different ways. I'm telling you, there's some little meddling going on behind scenes.
I thought of the joke. I thought of the meme, and I'm so glad I saw it on Twitter, social media. Somebody already made it. It's like, I swear to you, McLaren is sabotaging Piastri or Norris. It is like, it was a Sergeant Dokes from Dexter, but like, I just can't prove it kind of a thing.
Yes, I saw that one too.
I thought of that myself. I'm like, that's perfect. It's got to be perfect, man. Because, yeah, dude, Andrea was literally like, when that shit happened. And yeah, dude, I'm telling you, Ryan, I'm just so I don't know. I need a McLaren fan. We might need to call Gavin up for his perspective.
We should. We really should.
I need a McLaren fan of what they feel about this championship because honestly, I'm so turned off. I don't I don't care who wins this championship unless it's Max. I don't care if it's Lando. I don't care if it's Oscar because honestly, I was a big no on Lando. He has
Well,
changed his mentality. I was a big stand for Oscar but now he keeps showing his belly at the wrong times and I don't have a dog in the fight, and I just and their car is so good, I just don't care, and I feel like that's kind
well,
of the worst
Sam.
thing for a fan. But
Okay,
again, I'm not a McLaren fan.
you got to remember, you are looking at this from the POV of a Red Bull fan. I think
Sure.
I think a lot
A
of
Red
the
Bull fan
F1.
and just a spectator, just a
Yeah, yeah,
spectator.
yeah. But hold on, hold on. I just we just got to throw this out here. I think, and I'm taking this from a Ferrari fan. Okay, okay.
Mhm.
I think F1, like, I think maybe majority of the F1 community might be, and fans, please, in the comments, let us know your thoughts. We would love to hear them. I think F1 community is just ready for a different champion, that they don't care how it happens. So I don't know if people are bitching as much as we are, because listen, we love to bitch, especially about McLaren. I know that. We are McLaren's fucking hate team, that's for sure. So who knows? Maybe they're not nearly as critical as we are.
I don't know,
Maybe
man.
I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong too. But yeah, we should get a McLaren fan, Gavin, to join us one episode, and let's get his perspective on this and see who he's really rooting
Seriously,
for.
I think so because it's like it's really hard. Like I said, I'm just kind of turned off on the whole team and the way they operate and both drivers. So like to me, I'm just kind of like,
Yeah.
okay,
But
yeah, you got
and
the champion, but again,
meanwhile,
not my dog.
I'm just like, yay, my boys get points. Woo, double
But
points.
I will, I will challenge you a little bit on the fandom enjoying a McLaren championship because I don't think the fandom is enjoying the McLaren championship because when Max wins Italy Monza, it's the Tifosi screaming "da da da da," kind of a thing, and people are like
Well,
actually happy that Max is because you know why? Because Max brings in chaos and competition.
Sam, the only reason they are that excited though is because he is not absolutely crushing it. If he
That's
was
true.
performing
Yes,
in
that's true.
2023,
Yes.
no one would be cheering for
Yes.
Max right now but Red Bull. Let's be
But now
honest.
he's the
And
underdog
McLaren, yeah,
again.
yes, exactly. Max is the underdog. So yeah, like yeah, me as a Ferrari fan, fuck yeah, throw some chaos in there, throw a wrench into McLaren's plans. Let's spice it up. I'm here for that, and I'm happy to see Max doing it when he does it because it is cool. It's such a loaded question. It really is, and just a loaded thought of
Yes.
there's a lot of different perspectives on how you can frame this. And yeah, if the roles were switched, if this was a season ago, Sam, and Max was on his run in the first part of the season, and we just started the McLaren run, a year ago, I was like, fuck, like let's see what Lando can do.
Sure.
Let's throw the title towards him.
But
So
Ryan, you had
it's all
passion for it.
situational.
But didn't you have passion for Lando to win? Like, you had passion for Lando to bring it to Max? Do you
I
have that same passion for Piastri or Lando versus each other? I don't, but I
okay. I'll answer both your questions right there. I had passion for Lando until he started being a little bitch boy last season,
sure.
and that really pissed me off.
Okay.
I
But the
had
idea of
passion.
it was good.
Yes, the idea of it was great. I was like, finally, someone to compete with Max. I'll take anything. I'll do whatever it takes. I swear. For this season, I still favor Oscar, but he is pissing me off. That's for sure. I won't deny that. Um,
To me, I
yeah,
like the idea of two drivers that they're teammates to fight each other for the win. I like that idea. I just feel like I'm not getting it.
yeah. I mean, yeah. Honestly, okay. When you put it that way, Sam, yeah, because I was on the entire season. I've been on this pod saying at
You
some
have
point
yes.
these
You're like,
motherfuckers are
it's
gonna
gonna
go at
come.
it,
It's
and
gonna be here.
they're gonna kill each other. It's gonna happen, chat.
I
And
don't
it has yet to happen.
I don't
So
think it will
and now they're just fucking playing with their dicks in the sand, and we're just like, what's going on? And then Max is over here just crushing them.
because Max doesn't take a day off. He only takes a day off to kill George. That's it. And like other than that, that man is working 24/7.
And when he's not, he's having fun by doing other types of racing sports.
No, can we talk about that for a second? I'm so glad you brought that up, Ryan.
I mean, the man just loves it, man.
Ryan,
He is a bona fide just racer.
for those who
That's
don't
it.
know, you have to fact check me on the facts here. But during their week off between Monza and uh, Baku, Azerbaijan, most drivers might spend time with their family or maybe their newborn daughter. I don't know, or their dog Leo. They're out there spending time with the people they love. On Max's weekend off, he went to go race. I'm pretty sure it was an endurance race. Was it Germany, Nordschleife?
I am looking it up. It was GT3.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
I don't know if
he
that's endurance racing or not, but it was GT3 and it was Nuremberg. He was at Nuremberg,
Nuremberg. Okay. And
which
all
is
I know from
insane,
this,
which is fucking
yes,
insane.
dude, on his weekend off, he decided to go race in Germany with a completely different series of cars, kind of a thing. And the reason why, and I don't know if you know this, he qualified, I think,
I
seventh
know. I
in that
know.
race. He beat out cars because they race multiple classification cars. He beat out cars that were on the spec sheet better than his.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why he's competing in this race is that he needs so many races to get his points for his license to then race in the top series of cars in endurance racing. So on Max's off time, his weekend off, he's driving in a different series and he's still putting in phenomenal numbers on his day off. It's because I
Does
think he's
he
going to leave
even
F1 at some
raise his
point.
child at this point? Like, is he even raising it?
We talk about Project Verstappen. This is Project Verstappen V2. Imagine in 20 years what his daughter will be doing.
Dude, right? Hopefully.
So like,
Yeah.
yeah, like that's I don't know how we got to there, but I just wanted to glaze Max for a second. Any
Well,
chance
no,
to
I
glaze
mean,
Max?
like, listen, I'll glaze Lewis anytime I can. Is Lewis racing in other sports right now? No, he's not. Like, that's game respects game, and I respect Max for doing that. And it also just shows the type of competitor he is. This dude just wants to get thrown into a car. I swear to God, Sam, we can throw this motherfucker in one of those tractor supply fucking cheap ass dirt bikes, or and like the really cheap ones, like the 2-stroke bullshit that's like $150. I'm telling you, we could throw Max into that and be like, hey, there's a race this weekend, do you want to compete? That motherfucker will be out there putting out the best times in that piece of shit thing, because that's just who he is.
Yes. The man lives and breathes racing. Like that's what he wants to do. That's his life kind of
I
a
feel like
thing.
that's what he dreams about. He dreams about
Yeah.
being in the cockpit of a car.
But I was talking to Sarah about this and she's like, wow, I'm surprised they let him do that. And I was like, honestly, Max might have something in his contract that says I can do whatever the fuck I want.
I
Because
mean, yeah.
I can't see them letting like Ocon or Hulkenberg. Like, yeah, you can race on your off time in a completely different professional series and possibly kill yourself in a different car. Kind of, I can't see like any other team letting that happen. But I think Max makes his own rules.
I feel like the only people that are allowed that, Sam, are world drivers champions. So Lewis, Fernando. I feel like those are the only other two drivers that are allowed that type of cred. Because I feel like, because let's be real, Formula One is the pinnacle of motorsport. If you are a world drivers champion, you are the best of the best of the best. You get to throw your dick around anywhere and just say, I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want, put that in the contract. So yeah, I think for Lewis, Fernando, and Max, that's kind of like stamp seal, they can do whatever the hell they want. But yeah, you're right. Esteban, get the fuck out. Fucking Kimmy, get the fuck out. Fucking Charles, get the fuck out.
Well, Ryan, we've talked about Max, the GOAT, the champions of this season, the McLarens, but this is a podium that has no papaya on it. And I think we should
Which is
give some
beautiful.
flowers. It is. I think we should give some flowers to the other people on the podium. George Russell, another sneaky P2. What do we think about George Russell getting that P2 today?
Well, the meme that happens every time, Sam, of George is what I'm about to say. Does nothing, gets P2. Good job, George. Good job, Shinji. No, he did have a good race. To convert from, I think he started P5, I think, to getting second. Like, good job to him. It just kind of just came out of nowhere, and I think that really happened through his undercut. I think he had a really good undercut whenever it happened on the race. It gave him the best opportunity to secure P2. Good for him. The most noteworthy thing I remember from this race from George is him absolutely just being a little piss missile going into the pits and just threading the needle and stopping on a dime to hit the speed limit. That was impressive to me. And also, apparently, he was sick this weekend. So,
Yes. Yeah, the
impressive.
COVID.
It was
Oh,
impressive.
yeah. He had a respiratory thing. It is impressive. He qualified 5th and ended up he had to overtake his teammate Kimi, Liam Lawson, and Carlos Sainz to get onto the second step of the podium. I agree. He's a sneaky weapon, Ryan. He's you turn your back on him and he's there. And I think he might be my second favorite driver on the grid, to be honest with you.
Whoa.
Yeah, like
Whoa, Sam. That's
I think
crazy coming from you. I
yeah,
figured you'd hate him.
I mean, I can hate him on certain days. We'll go back to Canada. You know, it wasn't even his fault. That's the funny part. It
Oh,
wasn't
you
even
mean,
his fault.
wait, you mean Spain?
Spain, I do mean Spain. I made that mistake twice today.
Chat, why the fuck do I have a co-host that just
You know,
fucks up
Canada
races
and
all the time?
Spain,
And China,
Australia and
and
China.
Yep. It's all the same to you for some reason.
It's just all these. If it's not America, get the fuck out of here. No, he's super good. I think George is like consistently the underdog, and he's always proven himself, man. So like, and this goes as well with the guy on number 3 on the podium. George is smart. He is a smart driver, which to me, I love me a good smart driver, somebody who plays the rules to their advantage, somebody who takes advantage of anything that's given to them and makes it work for them. Maybe even goes for the Hail Marys when they know it's not going to work out, kind of a thing. And he plays up. He's a little. He plays up his. I think George knows his own stock on social media. Like he knows his own personality. And he plays it to a certain stance. I think my best radio moment of the day is when Kimmy like overtook George, I think on the safety car restart, and he just goes,
Fuck!
bleep.
That was funny. That was
No,
really
but
funny.
that's what's so good about George is that he presents himself as this very posh British man, you know,
Until you get him in
James,
a car.
and taking him in a car and he's a fucking terrorist.
And then you throw on the Saddam Hussein
Hold on and
edits.
on.
Well, here's the thing too, is you have a really good point, Sam, is I really do hope, honest to God, I hope next year Mercedes has a championship capable car. Because I would love to see what George can do in a title fight. I want to know if he's going to be as ruthless. Honestly, I think he would be more ruthless than Lando and Oscar. I think that dude is
Hands
cutthroat.
down.
Yeah.
hands down.
So yeah, let's see George in a championship winnable car, and let's see what he can do. I would love to see what this man is capable of, because we've seen him throughout the years. He's just getting better and better and more consistent. He secures podiums out the wazoo. He gets sneaky wins whenever the opportunity presents itself. Let's see what happens when he's an actual favorite.
I mean, he's the only other person besides Max and the McLarens to win a race, correct? In Canada, in Canada, not Spain.
Yep. Good job. Good job, Shinji.
Good job. You know, I love it because nobody expects it from him. Even people that like George is like, oh shit, it's George. You know,
Yep. I think that's the beauty of the meme, where it's like, does nothing gets podium, does nothing gets win.
I mean,
because like you just don't expect it, and then it just happens, and you're like, oh shit, I guess George was good today.
the funny part is, does nothing gets the win. I mean, he started 5th. He had to take over 3 cars, and he got jumped by his own teammate in a restart. So like he had to get that position back. He barreled into the pit lane as fast as he could. I'm telling you, threading the needle. Great outlap, fantastic drive. Like he nailed it, kind of a thing.
And maybe I wasn't paying attention enough, so correct me if I'm wrong here, but I also just feel like the media coverage wasn't showing enough of him going through all that shit in my mind.
Don't get me started on the media coverage, because I
know, that's why I brought it up.
This race, man. I love Formula One, but hey, this race was a snoozer. It really was.
It was. It was
After
very
lap
boring.
5, after the safety car restart, it was kind of like, okay,
Yep.
sure,
Even
fine.
even the pits, they were not that exciting, except for Lando's front right.
I blame both. You said you watched Sky Sports' ESPN stream, right? Or the
international broadcast.
International stream, yeah, which is Sky Sports. So it was Karoon and someone else, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I forget who.
So it wasn't Crafty or Brundle.
No, it was not, which really pissed me off. As soon as I turned it on this morning, I was like, fuck.
Well, dude, if I hear Karoon, I like Karoon as a sideline reporter, but not as a main broadcaster. So I went to F1 TV, their broadcast, which usually is Alex Jakes and Jolien Palmer. But I think they had somebody else. They had Jolien, but they didn't have David Coulthard. And I'm telling you, man, they brought the B team for both of us. And I think we got the B team. I'm listening. I'm like, I'm not engaged at all with any of this shit. So I blame the broadcast. I think it was bad. Let me also get on my broadcast soapbox. It was literally he's what? He finished in P6, P7. He finished P7. He was hunting down Yuki Tsunoda. He was like 0.04 on the last lap, and they cut away to Max in sector 2 driving by himself. I'm like, why? I don't want to see Max right now. I want to see if Lando is going to catch.
That is not just to this race, Sam.
No, it's been a lot.
It happens all the time, where the fucking shit is happening on the track somewhere, where there's a good battle, and then we'll just immediately pan to some fucking idiot out there just spinning around like a little ballerina. And I'm like, why the fuck am I watching this when the most important shit's happening on the opposite end of the track? And yeah, that's one of my biggest gripes. My 2 biggest gripes with broadcasting in this sport, Sam, is that in the fucking cooldown room.
No, I know.
Dude,
we misnamed our
fix
podcast.
the fucking mics.
We misnamed our podcast. Get me and Ryan in there. You and me with our shitty ass cameras or our phones.
We would have better audio quality than what they have. I swear to God, man. It's trash. It's
have a
trash.
man in there with like the, I forget what it's called, but like in the F1, in the NFL.
In football,
hold,
yeah. The big microphones on the field.
Umbrella one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have somebody in the corner. I don't care if he's in the shot. Just like,
yeah, for real. No, I just want to hear them. I want to hear them.
It's dude, we might need to rename the podcast.
We got the longest showing of the cooldown room today. Like, they were in there for a hot minute. I feel like I don't remember anything because I couldn't fucking hear him. I couldn't hear him. It pisses me off. Chat, we might need to rebrand. I'm being so for real right now. If you have any ideas of what we should rebrand, throw them in the comments. I would love to hear your ideas.
I found out that if you type in Cooldown Rundown, as in 4 words on Spotify, it will not pop up. It only works as 2 words.
We built a brand around a bad SEO strategy.
Yeah, so we need better search engine optimization right away.
We need a rebrand stats. So any suggestions, Highly appreciated. We need your help so we can become millionaires. All the points about George are awesome, but I think one of the best parts of today was none other than the smooth operator himself getting third place and securing the podium in a
Yes.
Williams car, Sam.
Yes.
And coming from a Ferrari fan, it was bittersweet, but I was so happy for him. I really was. And I miss you, Carlos. I miss you so much.
Carlos Sainz said today was his best podium,
Mm-hmm.
even better than his inaugural podium. And what was great is that,
Rightfully so,
yes,
honestly.
dude, he got podium, which is fun because he shared it with Max, and Max and Carlos were teammates in Toro Rosso way
10
back
years
when they,
ago.
yes, back when they first started their career. I'm also a big Carlos fan. I wish he was a little bit better in some aspects, but he's also a very smart driver. And made he almost got pole on Saturday. I kind of wish he did just for the headlines.
Mm-hmm.
He did a phenomenal job on Saturday. Killed it. Absolutely did the best he could. The only person that got him was George in a Mercedes. But like honestly, if you just look at that headline, Williams loses out to Mercedes, that makes sense. And the fact that this man got a podium over both Ferraris, the team that dropped him. Everybody loves a good underdog story.
Wah, wah, wah.
I'm telling you, man. I think Ferrari made the wrong decision.
Sam, I will come out here as a Ferrari fan, and I agree with you. I do, because like this was the worst case scenario for me this entire season.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah,
if
yeah.
Carlos gets a podium before Lewis, it's going to look bad. We are here. We are at that point where Carlos has gotten a podium in a fucking Williams, Sam. No one expected that this
Dude,
season.
not
No one.
even not even James Vows.
Not even Carlos. He
Not even
said it was
Carlos.
going to be years.
They all thought, yeah, there's a quote that Carlos says, like, if you expect us to get podiums or wins this race, is not going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Williams is focused on 2026. That was their mission statement for this year. And the fact that they are a midfield team, and anybody who's new here, Williams has been bottom of the barrel, literally fighting like alleyway cats with Haas for the last position for the last 7 to 8 years, kind of a thing. Nobody expected anything from them at all. And here they are getting the podium. Their last podium was in 2021, and that was because the race never happened. George had an amazing, when George Russell was racing for Williams, he had amazing qualifying in Belgium. The race never actually had a full race, only did 2 laps, so he kept his position 2. Before that, I think it was 2017
Yeah.
was when they got a podium. So they're not even trying. Like they are trying, but they're not trying for this year. Their goal is next year. And the fact they're this good now, I'm really hoping that translates to next year.
Me too,
And
man. Really, me too.
I really enjoy the down and out storyline. We kicked this guy to the curb and he came back stronger, kind of a thing. That's Carlos Sainz. That could be Perez and Bottas next year in Cadillac. I like it when these guys who have been pushed aside for somebody better and they made it work to their best ability. In Sainz, he's been playing second fiddle to Albon quite a bit, but Albon had a bad day today. They had a bad weekend overall, and the Sainz picked up the pieces, and he's the one. I would argue this entire season, Albon has been a better driver than Sainz, and I'm curious to see in the Ryan's point system where that lies out between Carlos and Alex, especially after this race. But Carlos is here to receive the flowers. He's the one getting the champagne showers. He's the one who gets all the attention because he put in the work today. When all the stars aligned for Carlos, he made it work.
You brought up some fantastic points, Sam, and I just want to like solidify this. We talked about this beginning of the season, whenever this whole swap happened, when Lewis went to Ferrari and then Carlos found a home at Williams, and we were like, Carlos is going to make Alex look silly.
Yes.
That didn't happen until today. And now with this podium, I'm like, wow, Carlos, you are that guy for Williams now. You got the podium before Alex, like, and yeah, it's crazy how that works because like the entire season, I was like, man, Carlos is really struggling at Williams and just having bad bad situations and shit like that. But hey, it finally happened for him today, and it is very awesome for him. And I'm so happy for him. I really am. I love the dude. And it pains me. It pains me so much, Sam, because when the whole swap happened or the announcement happened last year, I was excited, but I was still uneasy because I was like, Carlos is a good fucking driver. Like, why are we getting rid of him? And today he showed why. Like, he solidified why I was worried well over a year ago. And yeah, it's bittersweet. It's very bittersweet. But I am very excited to see what this team, what Alex, what Carlos can do going into next season. And I really hope they have the car to really change the whole trajectory for their team.
I 100% agree. I think 2026 is going to be a great year for multiple reasons. We got Cadillac coming. If Williams takes a step up, it seems Mercedes might have the best engine. Who knows what Max can do? Who knows what Ferrari can do? Like it's a
Please.
toss up. I know it really is. Um, I'm excited.
I just want a competitive season. That's all I want.
Same. Um, if you're down for it, Ryan, I kind of want to know what the point system's looking out for RPS. I'm pretty sure it's open right now. I
Yes.
want you to specifically mention Alex and Carlos
Yes.
in your lineup, if you don't mind.
Well, you're gonna be disappointed about that, but hey, let's
That's
take
my life, baby. It's okay.
let's take a look at the RPS, Sam. Let me pull it up here and let me know if you can see the screen. Can you see
Can?
this?
Yes, I can.
Beautiful. Okay. So this is everything updated now after this race. We'll start with the constructors. Not a whole lot of changes here. 1 through 5 are the same. So McLaren P1, 639, Ferrari P2, 483, Mercedes P3, 463, Red Bull P4, 434, Williams P5, 324. Racing Bulls overtakes Haas for P6 at 300 points even. Haas drops down one position to P7 to 291. And then we have a tie. Sam, you see that there? I put that there for you. We have a tie at P8 with Aston Martin and Kick tied at 261 apiece, and then technically Alpine is at 9th position right now for 182 points, but really they're 10th.
I see why you did this. It's because Ferrari's P2 in your constructors championship. In the real world, it's Mercedes by 4 points.
I know, but hey, they have a better aggregate score, Sam. Week in and week out, Ferrari is still better than Mercedes. Just remind
Aggregate, sure.
yourself of that. Remind yourself of that.
Aggregate, sure. I do see it. I do
Okay,
see it. But
for
I
the
think
champ.
podiums count.
Yes, you're right. You're right. But hey, week in, week out, Ferrari is still somehow ahead. I was honestly surprised myself, but I'll take it. Drivers' championships, we have 1 through 10 stayed the exact same. Oscar, P1, 330. Lando, P2, 309. Max, P3, 298. George, P4, 295. Charles, P5, 249. Lewis, P6, 234. Alex, P7, 179. Kimi, P8, 168. Nico, P9, 150. Esteban Ocon, P10, 147. Here's where the swaps happen, Sam. Of course, it's always in the back of the grid. We have a tie for 11th. Isaac and Yuki tied for 11th right now at 146 apiece. Carlos did have a great weekend, and it really helped him out a lot. He jumped 2 positions to P12 at 145. Oliver had the worst weekend out of anyone. He dropped to P13 with 144 points. Fernando dropped 1 position to P14 with 133. Liam also had a good weekend. He jumped up 2 positions to P15 with 130. Lance dropped down 1 position to P16 at 120. Pierre dropped down 1 position to 118 at P17. Gabriel stayed at P18 with 111 even. And Franco Colapinto stayed at dead last, or P19 for now, with 54 points. That is our constructor standings. But Sam, I do have an announcement to make.
Please.
I've been tracking. I had to make sure, and I can confirm, Sam, we do have a champion.
Oh no. Oh no.
Can you see it?
I can see it.
Yep. Our Ryan's Point
Papaya.
Systems 2025 Constructors
Wow.
Champions is
Wow.
McLaren, the Papayas. So there is no way possible for any of the teams in my point system to overcome the odds and to overtake McLaren. They have done it. So hats off to McLaren. They have done it. I think they technically already did it
Wow,
before the summer break.
that's
Um,
awesome.
but yeah, I went through today just to make sure. And yeah, they have it.
It'd be
They have it by over 100 points. No matter what happens, they got
okay.
it. So
It'd be so funny if Ferrari was able to get the championship this year in the real system.
dude, that would be insane. And then I'd be like, wait a minute, maybe my point system is shit.
That's
Maybe I'm
awesome
wrong.
though.
Maybe I'm wrong about this. But yes, so you know what? Here, buddy. Cheers to
Cheers. Good job,
figuring out.
Papaya.
Good job.
Everybody, good job. Can you tell me the points gap between Signs and Albon?
Between Sainz and Albon. Okay, Albon has 179 and Carlos has 145. So what is that? 34 points?
30. Yeah, that's a pretty decent gap. I actually think that's pretty representative in the real point system. Alex is eighth with 70 points to Carlos Sainz is 31 points. So that's a 40-point gap compared to what you just say, the point gap of
34.
40 to 34. Yeah, very similar considering that the real point system gives out it's a much different point
Yeah.
allocation. So it's interesting. I think it's representative both ways of their performance so far. Yeah, a fact that I said it before, I think still stands is that I think your point system really gives the bottom 10 their flowers that they deserve.
Yeah, and I think that's what the goal was, Sam, was to really just showcase where everyone actually stood
Yeah,
holistically.
yeah.
And I'm absolutely happy to readjust so we can have a little bit more flair and a little bit more fun in the top half of the grid, as long as we still make it equitable enough for the back half of the grid. Because like
I
that's just
agree.
that's my biggest gripe is
I think
I
it's
think they deserve points.
I think it's a bit harsh that everybody from 11th to 20th doesn't get a point because like you could let's say you were Behrman, right? He was almost getting 11th what 7 times in a row kind of a thing.
Yeah.
And so you're doing really good, but you don't get a single point on your championship card. And so on paper, you're trash because somebody randomly got a P9, P8 kind of a or anything above that. So I do agree that the bottom 10 should at least be rewarded something
Yeah.
to because it doesn't make sense for them just to get zero. I 100 I'm you have convinced me. I agree with that for sure.
And it makes me so happy, Sam. It really does. Well, listen, this is why we are
We grow.
building an equitable future together. We really are, you know? But Sam, that is the point system. I want to know what's happening over at Rookie Watch. Tell me about it.
Fantastic. Ever a rookie watch, I gotta be.
Jesus Christ.
Ryan, I'm so glad you brought up the rookies this season for this race because it's been an interesting one. And I want to start with qualifying because
Okay.
I believe this is the first time that every rookie has beaten their experienced teammate in qualifying.
Really?
There's a couple caveats there, but yes.
Well, okay. Well, Sam, also, this is what is an insane fucking qualifying. We had a record breaking count them six red
6.
flags.
I think the qualifying was longer than the actual race.
Yeah, no, it absolutely was. It was nearing what was it? Almost an hour and 50 minutes by the end of it.
Yeah. No, yeah,
Insane,
it's close to 2 hours.
insane.
Yes. So let's kind of go through there with our rookies in qualifying. So Behrman beat Ocon. Behrman got 15th. I'm not entirely sure where Ocon actually qualified because Ocon got disqualified for a infringement with his car.
Yeah. Oh, thank you for bringing that up. I had no idea about that until the race started. Do you know what the infringement was for?
All I know, it was a technical regulation that all I know is it was a technical
Got it. Okay, so nothing that he did specifically. Got it.
no, it was about the car. It was
Okay.
something about the car.
Okay, that's all I needed.
Anyways, Franco Colapinto, he got 16th compared to Gasly's 18th. But that's because Gasly ran off on the outside and then Colapinto crashed right after that. And I don't know if you remember, I think it was the second or third red flag. And they showed Gasly that he was driving. Like, why why do they call a red flag? Alpine, like, he's fine, and they, like, pan the camera out, and Colapinto is in the wall
I didn't see that actually. That's funny.
because I think the actual radio was, yeah, he's like, "Oh, Gasly's in the wall." They're like, "Copy that." "Huh?"
Oh,
So Colapinto DNF'd in the qualifying session, but still out-qualified his teammate. Impressive? Maybe, maybe not. Uh, Gabriel Bortoleto, I think he is the one who I think I'd have to go back and look, but I think he has out-qualified Hulkenberg in the heads-to-heads more so than anybody else when it comes to rookies and their experienced teammates.
and that's kind of crazy to think about when Nico is the most experienced,
Yes.
like for a teammate for the rookies.
So yeah, Gabby did really good. He keeps bringing it, Ryan. He got 13th, which is 4 positions more than Hulkenberg. Like he did a
Mhm.
solid job.
He did.
He's a constant. He's constant in that. Then Kimmy beat Russell. He got P4. George Russell got P5. That's all on merit, which is like that's something great about qualifying is that there's really no discussion about it. There's only a little bit of happenstance. But when it comes down to it, it's whoever's fastest that day. And Kimmy beat Russell, I think maybe for possibly the first time now thinking about it. Impressive for qualifying. And a big shout out, Ryan, to Liam Lawson. He got third in qualifying. And like, yes, I know you're not the biggest fan of him. And it was really funny because Signs and Liam both almost got P1 and P2, and they were hoping and praying and doing the rain dance, and it never came. The rain did come up a little bit, but they had to reset those lap times. That's not their first run. That was their last run.
Yeah.
They did it. They did it on merit. Fantastic job.
No, it pains me, Sam. It does because I think we were oversold the value of Liam entering
Yes.
in,
Yeah.
and we got
Agreed.
a not fully prepared driver to go into a Red Bull car, and that just annoys the shit out of me. But I can't discredit him. He did have a good qualifying and a good race. He really
He
did.
had a good race because we've been singing the praises of Hajar for the last 19 races, kind of a thing. But the stars did not align for Hajar this weekend. It's just he did not have a great one.
Hmm.
When we get into the race, only two rookies beat their prospective teammates. Gabriel Bortoleto, once again, got P11, which is 5 places better than Hulkenberg. And Behrman got P12, which is 2 places above Ocon. And Ocon was disqualified, starting from the back. And I believe Colapinto got uh, a little smooched by Albon in
Hmm.
lap 2 or 3. So, yeah, I mean, and then if anybody wants to know, if anybody cares, Colapinto is literally racing for his seat, widowy racing for his seat. He
Whittly.
because Flavio pretty much told him it's between him and this other kid. And so I really have no opinions about Colapinto either way, to be honest with you. To
It's kind of
me,
crazy, like how much our opinion of Colapinto has changed in the span of a year. Because like this time a year ago, I think he was already in the seat by this point. I
yeah,
could be
yeah,
wrong.
right, yeah.
And we were like, "Who the fuck is this kid? This kid is awesome." And now I'm just like, "Oh, Franco."
Franco, add it to the crash list
Yes,
compilation. I don't care.
Mazepin Spin was website, right? Like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's
So I think
sad, but yeah,
that really goes into our worst rookie. To me, it's Franco. It's just making too many mistakes. His crash in qualifying was just based on him not paying attention. He didn't do that great. Everybody else did really good in the race comparatively.
yeah. I will defend Franco for one thing was that his spin out crash, whatever,
Sure,
was
sure.
not his fault. That was Alex just being a goddamn idiot going into a turn. But I do think over the whole weekend scope, Franco had the worst weekend. That's fair.
I already have my rookie of the week chosen, but I will propose the question to you. Between the top two rookies I thought that did the best was Liam and Kimmy. So I would like to ask you, Ryan, who would you think who would you choose? I know you have some bias, but who would you choose as your rookie of the week?
Despite my bias, I give it to Liam. I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
I
like
agree.
I can't describe. Like, listen, I can shit on someone because I just don't like them. I do it plenty of times with McLaren. I do it with Max whenever I get the opportunity. But Sam, I respect the hell out of Max. I will respect the hell out of Liam's performance this
Yes.
weekend. It was a good performance, and he is deserving of that. So good job, Liam. You've earned this.
Actually, I was gonna give it to Kimmy. No, I lied. It's going to Liam. This is by far his best weekend this year. Great qualifying, decent race. Can't fault him. Good
hmm
job, Liam. You got Rookie of the Week. Now, Ryan, I know you've had too much to drink,
Always.
and I've had too much to drink, so we're gonna need a designated driver here. Who is the designated driver for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix?
All right, Sam. We have a few contenders. I think the easiest one that most people would say is our da 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 Max Verstappen. And I think that's a fair assumption. Max had a grand slam. He got pole, he had
Did
fastest lap, he
led every
started
lap.
he led every lap and he won the goddamn race. Like, good job. Great no, not good job, great fucking job by Max. My bid is for the smooth operator. Smooth operator. And I'm basing this solely on the merit that this was unexpected, and I do think Carlos drove a great race, and I think he made the best. He got the best performance out of the car that he was given. He might have gotten third, but he was still quick enough to get podium in a car that is supposed to be technically on paper a shit box comparatively to the rest of the grid, beating out two Ferraris, beating out a McLaren,
Doesn't
beating
take much
out
these days.
what?
Beating out to Ferraris doesn't take much these days.
Stop it. Stop it. But yeah, so my pick is Carlos for the designated driver.
I'm a little conflicted because
Of course you are.
I, well, because I feel like I'm with you that like Max on paper, flawless. So let's X name Max just because it's the easy answer,
Mm-hmm.
right? But my second answer was going to be George Russell.
Boo.
P5 to P3. You
Boo.
had to do it on track. You had to do it.
Boo.
I think you've swayed me though. And if we're taking the competition seriously, the man threaded that needle into the pit lane, which is like to me the equivalent of going through a toll road at like 10 miles over the speed limit a little bit. Like, yeah, technically it's fine, but you
Yeah.
know. So like, yeah, you know what? I think Science deserves some more flowers. I'm okay with giving Science a designated driver. He did the work. He's not even supposed to be there, and it was his best podium of his entire life.
Yeah, I think the flowers are deserved for this one.
Yes.
He had such a great weekend. He had a great drive.
He is the Uber driver who did not want to be an Uber driver, but damn, he does a good job at it. Like
He
he got
does.
fired from his job at NASA to be an Uber driver,
But you know
and
what?
he's like,
You know what?
he takes it seriously.
He has 5 stars. He has a perfect
Yes.
fucking record on that goddamn app, and he gets tipped over the recommended amount every time. He does. Because he knows shit that most people don't know, Sam. But we might have a designated driver, but there's always someone who might be a little too drunk. Might be me right now. Um, but there's also one on the track, Sam. Sam, who is our drunk driver of the day?
I have two options. I'm gonna give my first one and see if you have a second one. My first one, which I'm kind of leaning towards mostly, is Oscar Piastri himself. The man literally like he was sitting at a red light and just jumped the gun as soon as he could. And then realized the cop was behind him and he's like, oh shit, he saw me run that red light. I gotta get the fuck out of here. And then he crashed into a bank, kind of a thing. To me, he's the only guy to DNF. Out of all 20 drivers, he's the only one to do it, and he did it lap one unassisted. Listen, Albon wrecked Colapinto. Colapinto still finished the goddamn race. Albon finished the race. Only one person did not finish the race, and it was because of his own fault, and that's Piastri.
Yeah, no, I 100,000% agree with you, Sam. That was my pick too. I am curious though, who is your other option?
It was Albon for his collision with
Oh,
Colapinto.
okay, that's fair, that's fair.
I mean, he
No,
caused a collision, but that's like,
yeah.
he's like the soccer mom. He's like, "I'm sorry," and it's like, it's fine because you're
Okay, I
pretty.
turned
It's
now.
okay.
Good luck, everyone else.
Exactly. Whereas like Piastri's was unassisted.
Yeah, no, he just found a way to just throw his whole ussy into a wall. Yeah, it's deserving. Good job, Oscar. You get DD. Not the good one either.
So we know that there's some mad dads out there we've all had that road trip where your papa is just not happy and everybody's not happy. Ryan, who is the mad dad or the pissed off experienced driver, the PED? I want to reframe the PED because my choice is not a driver. I'll give you a little spoilers.
Oh, okay,
Who is
okay.
your mad dad for today?
Okay, well, this is gonna be a topic of debate, y'all. Get ready. The only person I can think of would be George Russell. And
Oh, okay.
it is the one radio message that came in where it was just completely bleeped out. And it was
Who's
because of
this?
Kimmy being a goddamn terrorist against him. So I think that is the only one on paper that's deserving of PED, Mad Dad, all the above. That's my pick is George Russell.
I will give you maybe George Russell. Quick pause. I feel like this is the least amount of radio messages we've ever gotten on a broadcast.
You know what, Sam? This might be the first race check me. This might be the first race this season that we haven't had a hot mic moment from Charles.
I feel like I feel like we haven't got a hot mic from anybody. Seriously.
Yes, but I feel like it's almost a given week in and week out. Charles finds a way to get pissed off at Ferrari. Like I think he just finds an excuse. I don't think he had one this weekend. Which surprises me, but hey, good job, Tifosi. We did it. But yeah.
Yay. I think I think yes. For a pissed off experienced driver, George Russell just reacting to his younger teammate almost barreling into
I
him
know
is
who you're
something
gonna
else.
fucking pick.
Who are you gonna pick? Who do you think I'm gonna pick? Because
Stella.
I don't think you do. Yeah, okay, yes. It's Stella.
You
It's
idiot, I
definitely
knew it.
it's definitely Andrea Stella. Because when he saw Piastri crash into the wall, he literally just went,
But does that earn someone enough for PED just to be
not
this?
PED, but Mad Dad. Sure.
Okay, so we're splitting this award now? No.
Not necessarily. I don't think I
Ref,
think
yellow card, yellow
yes,
card.
Ryan, we are making the rules. We can make it whatever we want. If we want to, okay, chat, let us know. If we want to limit to only the drivers, sure. You can limit to only, if it's only the drivers, I'll give it to George. But if we want to limit to the players of Formula One, which opens the door to quite a bit, I think Andrea Stella is definitely the mad dad
Chat,
of Oscar Piastri. He's upset at what he just saw. And Ryan, imagine you're playing like high school football and you're the kicker and you fucked up the kick and you look over at your dad and he's just like, is that not mad dad energy?
chat. I am putting a poll in this week's episode, and I want to know if we are allowing non-drivers for this award specifically. Because we have count them, two awards that are driver specific, which I feel like we should keep the consistency going with the third one. I want to know what your thoughts are, and I'll be happy to do whatever chat wants. And if they,
Sure.
Sam, if they say, yes, let's open it up, sure, you can have Stella. But if they don't, it's fucking George.
Chat. When you think of dads on the grid,
Max is a
you
dad.
have like Max is a dad, Nico Hulkenberg's a dad. But when you think of like actual, like in the terms of the sport, who's the dad? Who is Lando Norris's daddy? It's Zach
Max.
Brown. Well, I mean, yeah. When you think of Oscar's daddy, it's Andrea.
Max.
When you think, I mean, yes, obviously Max is daddy to everybody, but like when you think of like, I think what makes this sport so good, right? Just like in football, the
I don't
coach
agree with
the
this.
coach is such an important part of the thing. I don't see why we can't limit it. And honestly, Ryan, it's our podcast. We can do whatever the fuck we want. We
No,
make the
you're
rules.
okay,
But
Sam.
I agree.
You're not wrong. You're not.
Let's give it to the chat. I think we should open it up to anybody. It could be anybody. It could be Martin Garrix. He's the one who waved the flag.
He'd be dropping some mad beats, I will say that. My thing here, Sam, is I don't think Stella's reaction is enough to quantify earning that award. Him just going,
honestly, I don't
No.
think George Russell saying "buck" is like enough to be a mad dad.
he was screaming it on the radio. That's a hot mic
Yeah.
moment, dude.
That's
Come
more
on.
of a like, oh shit. It's more of an oh shit moment.
No, it's not.
I can't believe he just came on the inside.
because
he wasn't. Was he mad at the end of the race? Was he mad? No, he wasn't.
Shut up.
He was very happy.
Shut up.
He was a happy papa.
Shut up. That man
Can't be mad in second.
No. Shut up. That man had to go on and press the radio button to scream into the microphone. That man was pissed off, Sam. He was pissed off, and he wanted the world to know. And you know what? The video crew back in the UK was like, that's good enough to share to the audience. Let's share that. He was pissed off enough, Sam. Yes. Stella going, like, you can be upset, you can be groveled, you can be angry.
Fine.
Are you pissed off? Like, Stella was not acting like a football coach in that moment, Sam. He wasn't throwing shit around or kicking stuff or fighting Zach.
Because the CEO is sitting over his shoulder. The guy who signs his paycheck, who is wanting Lando to win, is sitting right next to him. You can't react the way you want to because, like, literally the guy who signs your paycheck is right there. Listen, I'm telling you, it's like your dad trying to hold in his emotions at a game. Like, he doesn't want to cause a scene, but he's really upset with what just happened. He's disappointed. Okay, he might not be mad. He's a disappointed dad. He's disappointed.
Okay.
Which is worse.
That's fair.
I'm not mad.
That's fair. Are we adding another award to this goddamn podcast? Disappointed dad? I think Stella was definitely disappointed. That's understandable, Sam. That's very understandable. Pissed off?
It's a synonym.
No.
It's a synonym.
Shut up. Chat, I want to know. You make the final decision on this. Let us know.
You choose. I mean, if you choose wrong, we stop the podcast and we won't do it anymore. But if you choose right,
chat, if you choose in my favor, I'll just leave this one and start my own. I'll definitely do better anyway.
Wow. Ryan, how many podcast awards do you have? How many Emmys do you have?
Okay. Swing your dick around more, Sam. It's fine.
Ryan, we are 2 weeks away from Singapore Grand Prix. Give me a hot take. Who's going to win this race?
Let's ride the wave, baby. Let's throw it at Max's favor. I'm excited to see what happens. I want to see it. I want to see 3 for 3. Let's see what what Max can do to cause some chaos in this goddamn championship. I'm going Red Bull. I'm
going George Russell. I'm going for sneaky win. Sneaky link win.
Terrorist himself. Let's find out, y'all. We'll see you soon.
Bye, everybody.